rather lucky today because I am sitting with Mannini Kotele from who rather is the chair of the African Student Board. Hi there, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, thank you so much. So, the African Student Board, ASB, was here a few weeks ago explaining their mandate, and the ASB, which is a collaboration of a few African students on campus that work together with the Society's Council and the International Office to ensure that the voice of African students on this campus are heard. So this week we have the chairperson of the board to tell us about how they plan on implementing this mandate and what exciting things they have planned for us. So, Mannini, my first question for you, as the chair of the ASB, what are some of your roles and responsibilities?
Me and my team are just looking into being the middleman between African students and the international office, because that's where international students really belong. It's the body where they report to. So I must also confess that we started really late, and we'll only be having our first opening function this Saturday. So we have a vision. We want to bring in more international students, more African international students, especially those who are pursuing full degrees at Stellenbosch, just to try and make Stellenbosch a home for them. You know, it's sometimes been frustrating moving away from home and being in a foreign land. So we're trying to get all African students together and maybe introduce them to those from their countries or from other countries, and they could make networks that could last them forever, really.
Okay, so other than that, what other work do you do with the International Office?
The International Office hosts the International Food Evening, which will be part of this coming, I think it's in 2 weeks on the 20th of September. We have the gala dinner that will be in November, and people should watch out for that because that one is going to be very great. We also will be celebrating Africa Week, which is in September, and African University Day, which is in November. So we are just the representatives of African students, and we work very closely with the International Office. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got coming up in 2 weeks.
Yes.
It's the food evening.
Yes, the International Food Evening.
And the International Food Evening, and then we've also got the gala coming up in November,
Yes.
and Africa Week coming up in September. So, what is the importance of the activities you just mentioned?
Stellenbosch University, specifically the International Office, celebrated 25 years this year.
Oh wow!
And yes, that's really big, and I think it's important to have African students come together and work together with the university to make internationalization what it really is. It's not all about European, Asians, American students.
Yeah.
It's also about students that come from nearby countries, like SADC countries, just African countries. So we want to be, as the ASB, want to be part of that celebration, part of celebrating Stellenbosch University as an international university.
Okay, so you mentioned that you guys started a bit late this year. Is there a reason for this?
It's just technicalities and just handing over from the previous committee. So handover was done, I think, end of March into April, and then we're preparing for exams. And there was really not much planning done then. We had to give students a chance to prepare for their exams, and we're only starting now.
Yeah.
So the agreement between the SB and the international offices that we finish off the rest of 2018 and then move into 2019, start the year on a high and see where 2019 will land us.
I think that's quite exciting, and it's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
To start off, and I think when you start off something like this, it starts with a bang.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for that. All the best with the upcoming events, the food evening coming up in 2 weeks, the gala evening coming up in November, and as well as Africa Week. So Africa Week, what exactly will take place during Africa Week?
The SRC, International Students Representatives, has that planned, but we're going to ride on their wave as to what they would like us to do. But we'll be promoting the ASB more, because what I have learned since I've been part of the ASB is that not many students know about it, and would love students who are like, there are African students that have societies that are registered with the Society's Council, and there's some that are not registered. And it's sometimes difficult for students when they move from home to find people who are familiar to them in terms of culture, language, and everything.
Yeah.
So we would like really to call upon African students to contact us, and then we can help them register societies. I think we can start there and then see how it moves forward.
Okay, so you are from the ASB, right? And you guys are in connection with Stellenbosch University International. So instead of just contacting, do you have to contact the ASB as well, or can they just contact the university, Stellenbosch University International?
They can actually contact us at ASB Stellenbosch University at gmail.com. So that's our email address, and my colleague, that's the secretary, is very good with emails. She responds to their emails in less than 24 hours. Obviously, we are students, and if we're home, we cannot be checking that email regularly, but we're giving out that email to say if there's anything you'd like to talk to us about, either it's your accommodation, whether it's fees as an international student, anything. We cannot promise to change the world, but if we can help one or two African students that's really struggling and get them in contact with people they need to be in contact with here in Stellenbosch, then we would have reached our mandate.
Thank you so much. So as Mannini just said, that if we all come together as unity, we can change the world gradually. Yes.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for that,
Thank
Mannini.
you for
So
having
you
me.
guys can get, no, it's such a pleasure. You guys can get in touch with Stellenbosch University International by checking out the website www.sun.az.za/international, Facebook SU Globally, Twitter @SU Globally, and Instagram @SU_globally. So ride that wave and join in on Africa Week this coming September. Thank you so much, Mannini.
Thank you.